In and Out with Professor Yalman from Radio TED-U Ankara studios at TED University. I have two guests from Azerbaijan here, but they are studying here in Turkey, and now they're building a global business, and the brand name is Nexa. And welcome, Tarana and Nuray. Now, what we're going to do in this episode is we're going to try to build their brand, and I'm going to try to answer some questions, some brand specific questions that they have. But firstly, let's get to know Nuray and Tarana, and let's get to know what Nexa does. Why do we need Nexa? What is Nexa? Yes.
Okay, hello hocam. I'm Tarana from TED University. My department is Political Science and International Relations, and I'm the first grade of
You're year one, okay.
Yeah. I came from Azerbaijan to study in Turkey, and me and my friend Nuray trying to making new brand in the Turkey market. And Nuray.
Hello again. My name is Nuray Aliyeva. I'm studying software engineering,
All right.
fourth grade in TED University, and my minor is management. So while I was studying management and I took some classes from you, we've decided, and it helped us to, how can I say, get into this business sector. And while Tarana came to me with this business idea, we've said if we talk to you about this, we can have great help from you.
All right. What is the business idea? Let's hear the business idea. And what is the problem? Because like for the brand to be established, it needs to solve a problem. Okay. And what is Nexa going to solve, and what is the business idea?
Actually, in Turkey market, there is a huge lack of that business because all this brands who is selling education consultation
All right.
are not not friendly to the students.
So the business is education consultation, and you're doing consultation for what?
For study abroad,
Studying abroad. So
summer
who's
courses,
summer courses, studying abroad. So who's the audience? High schools?
high schools, university students for work and travel in America, and also for graduate degree.
All right.
in
Let's
Europe.
say I'm a high school student and I come to you and I say, I don't know what to study. What advice do you do? How do you proceed?
In Turkey, it's hardly complicated to decide because in middle schools and high schools there is not enough English courses to build a career or a school life in abroad. Actually, it's a problem to decide, and the first thing we should ask to student and parents, what's your budget?
Okay, you ask for the budget, and then
Yeah.
let's say they don't have any money. What do you do?
If they have enough academic background, it's enough for us because we can apply. There are a lot of
Scholarships.
scholarships. Yes.
Okay, let's say they have money, but they don't know what to study. Like,
Yeah.
how do you go about that? Do you measure the talent of the person, or what do they come with to you? Do they come with a specific school name or country?
It's if they come with the school name, it's perfect actually.
Mhm.
But always,
Always,
generally,
yeah.
they don't have any school name. Just they have a favorite country. In their
Okay,
mind.
so they have a country in mind and they want to go to that country and they want to study there. Okay, so how do you determine what they should study?
Also, they also have some files, some departments they prefer the most. So we mostly try to find these departments for the student, and they can be engineering faculties, or the student can want to any medicine school in this country. So we are talking, arguing about if it's possible or not, and if it's possible, what's the budget for
Okay,
that?
let's say, okay, now I understand. The problem is there are a lot of people in different kinds of schooling. They want to go and study abroad, but they don't know how and how to do that and how to approach that. So you with Nexa, you provide a very friendly service and a very insightful service where you sort of help them out in terms of counseling where to go. But for me to understand better, the way I understand brands is through a diagram. So let me ask you a couple of questions. You answer, okay? And so we determine how Nexa operates. So what is the emotional aspect of this brand? How do I feel about Nexa when I approach Nexa?
Our goal is with Nexa to give people trust.
Okay, trust.
Yes.
That's perfect. So what is the functional benefit of Nexa?
Functional benefit is that they can rely on us. So while the career is like a most important thing for parents and like for students as well.
But for them to rely on you, are you knowledgeable? Do you have a lot of contacts?
Exactly, yes.
Okay, you're knowledgeable about the business and you have a lot of contacts. Okay, how does Nexa associate itself with other things so we sort of understand Nexa better? So what are the associations? I know that you associate yourself with the education market, but what else?
I mean, we have connections with the universities as well. Work and travel, work and study.
So you have connections, but associations means like, when I say red, then red is associated usually with Ferrari, Coca-Cola, whatever. So how do I associate you? I mean, do you associate yourselves with being global? Do you associate yourselves with being Turkish? Do you associate yourselves with the color blue? What is the associations?
Actually, we associate ourselves being official because this education consulting system is kind of so easy to do online, and for that reason, like no people want to have a company on it. They think that okay, we have phones, we have mail addresses, so I can just contact on phone to students, to parents, or to universities. So it's not official.
Okay, you're official, you're established, etc.
Yeah.
But what else? Like when if I'm a parent, okay, how would I associate Nexa so that I feel that reliability, that I feel that trust, that I feel those contacts are real? What do I associate Nexa with?
So the thing is, we've planned that in this sector, they don't have much on the social media. We're gonna use social media as our weapon. So, and while we're doing all of these processes, we're gonna record them and show it on the social media, like.
Yeah, but
detail
social
by
media is
detail.
the output. That is like the channels that you're using for whatever Nexa story is. That's the output. What I'm after is associations. Are you associating yourself with being global, being international, being, I don't know, with the brand Procter and Gamble, or with the brand of TED University? Association makes us understand the brand easier. Like if your brand was Ferrari, the associations of Ferrari is very simple: sexy, sporty, red, Italy, luxury, fast. Those are associations. What are your associations? You have to think about that, okay? For you to express that trust, the emotional benefit, for you to express the reliability and your function, you have to associate yourselves with certain things, okay? So that is lacking in your brand. Put that aside. Think about it. Now, the other way we understand a brand is how the brand presents itself. So, for example, Steve Jobs, he always presented himself with some black jumper and jeans and New Balance shoes. Or if we say Coca-Cola, the Coca-Cola presents itself through advertising. If we were talking about a brand like Harvard, Harvard presents itself with research and their campus and being in Massachusetts and Cambridge, etc., etc. So how do you or would you present yourself?
We will present ourselves as like probably as a solution.
Okay, so you're a solution. Yeah, okay, so whatever represents solution, you're going to be presenting yourselves as a solution. Okay, that's fine. Now, another thing which would help me understand Nexa would be the values of Nexa. What are the core values of Nexa? Like 3 or 4 adjectives which describes the way you do business.
So it would be like easygoing.
Easygoing.
And what else can I say? I would say
Complete, maybe.
complete. Yeah, we can say that.
Complete.
Complete,
Okay.
yeah. Innovative.
Innovative. Okay, these are values. So these values will help you do business and represent Nexa so that it will give some understanding to the output, to the people who are going to be doing the output. Like when you say social media, you know, the social media stuff comes in later. Like once you have your diagram of emotional benefits, functional benefits, associations, and the way you present yourself, and you have your values, and with your values you have a certain vocabulary which you're using already, then you build a strategy how you differentiate yourselves from your competition. So how do you differentiate yourselves from the competition? Because there's a lot of competition. Even this school has their career services, which is your competition.
Yep. Actually, when we look at the market, we saw that all the other companies that are doing this business are not in touch. When you want to talk, when you want to ask anything to them, it takes 2 or 3 days to reach them. So it can be our different.
Okay, the strategy will be that this brand is easily approachable and this brand is continuously in touch with the client, be it the parent, be it the student, be it the person who's studying in the university, etc. Okay, that's a good differentiation point. So you're building on that differentiation point and you're creating a story where the story is more or less, yes, you are reliable, trustworthy, and you have a good network, and you're continuously in touch with the student, and you understand the student so that even better than the student himself or herself, so that you utilize your network outside this country to position that person into the right institution so they have a rosy life, or at the beginning of a rosy life. That's fine. Now what are some to understand the brand properly, what are some attributes of the brand? So do you already have a logo, for example?
We already have a logo.
Okay, do you have a slogan?
We don't have.
Okay, you have to find a slogan. Do you have a jingle so it kicks in on people's minds?
No, I don't.
Like Nokia had a jingle, right? Whatever. So you have a you need a jingle and you need a slogan. Do you have a color in mind? What color?
Actually, we start on the indigo blue.
Okay, blue it represents trust. Green is fertility. That's very good, and balance. That's very good. So you have a color. Now, after the attributes, you need to have interaction channels. And you said social media is an interaction channel. What else is an interaction channel? Will you be, for example, doing email campaigns, or will you be going to schools and knocking on doors of career services that they can work with you?
Yeah, actually, for this purpose, we saw that we can go to ask the courses, the colleges in Ankara, because our audience for 1 year at least is in Ankara. So we will go to schools, I mean the college, who is teaching the English courses to
Perfect.
students.
Now, this underlines that not only interaction channels, when we say our social media or advertising, whatever, interaction or interactive channels can be also business to business. So, going to a university, going to a high school, utilizing their career services, teaming up with them, doing collaborations is also a way of actually establishing interactive communication channels. Now I understand your brand perfectly, Nexa. Now I can answer your questions as if I am the brand consultant for you to actually determine the gaps that you had in mind in terms of building this brand. Go ahead.
I have a
Yes.
question. Actually, creating trust in students and parents are easier than making distrust in companies you
Yes.
collapse.
Uh-huh.
So, how can we do make this trust to companies?
Well, the
And
companies has to have this comforting idea about you guys that you know what you're talking about and you have a good network abroad. Okay, that's very, very important. So you have to present the companies with numbers, with real contacts. If you're on LinkedIn, the amount of people that are following you on LinkedIn in terms of also corporates. So corporations need numbers, to believe what you're saying. So you have to have this number thing on board as you're talking to them,
Gotcha. And my other
and a good
question,
website.
yeah, we're working on it.
Yeah.
And the thing is, we've chosen Nexa for our brand name.
Yeah.
Do you think like it's good enough? Should we change it? Or, like,
The brand name is no. I think the brand name sounds good, but the most important thing in a brand name is it should be legally protected. If you're legally protected, so nobody comes and knocks on your door and says, "Hey, I have the rights for this brand or word, whatever." So you don't have a headache in the future. But Nexa is short. Nexa is so it's like next. What's next? Next, whatever. That sort of indicates that. It can sound like a bit of a computer brand, but whatever you put in terms of content and spirit to the brand, it will turn into whatever you want it to be. So I'm not very much hung up as a brand person on what the name is. I'm more hung up on whether the brand name is protected and how you design the entire communication around it. So all of a sudden it becomes the word. All of a sudden that the word becomes a brand. Any stupid word can turn into a brand as well. As we did in class the other day. You can use the word bro, and bro can become a brand. No problem.
yeah, sure. Definitely.
I don't have any question.
Okay, so what you need to do is you need to have a journey, a brand journey, clear enough so the audience understands this brand journey. I love the idea that you are collaborating in terms of your interactive channels with institutions. I think B2B collaborations actually underline the power and efficiency and the impact of a brand. You need to work on the associations so people can understand it much better. You need to have a clear communication with your vocabulary, which sort of underlines your values as well. As you just said, you mentioned 3 values. You can add two more values to that. In terms of your emotional impact and your functional benefits, I think you're very clear there. There's no problem. And actually, you're going after a very, very, very good market because more and more students and parents, they are going through this phase, not just in high school, but also middle school, but also even like in higher education. Once you're done with the university, you don't know whether you should have a master's degree or not. You don't know which master's degree you should apply for, how you should apply for, etc. And I think this Nexa brand should also be involved in educating the parent and the student, because it's not good enough just to have a country in mind to go and study. You should sort of understand who you are and what you are and why you are, but at the same time how to combine those with the field that you want to study and accomplish yourself. But I love the idea of the brand, and I love the way we did some brand consultancy in this podcast live from Radio TEDU Ankara Studios at TED University. In and Out with Professor Yalman was together with the Nexa brand representatives Tarana and Nuray from Azerbaijan. Thanks very much, and see you in our next episode.